Hi, I'm Proctor, and I decided it would be fun if I read some Wikipedia articles that I've never read before, so that you can have some background noise. This is the Scunthorpe problem. The Scunthorpe problem is the unintentional blocking of the online content by a spam filter or search engine because their text contains a string or substring of letters that appear to have an obscene or otherwise unacceptable meaning. Names, abbreviations, and technical terms are most often cited as being affected by the issue. The problem arises since computers can easily identify strings of text within a document, but interpreting words of this kind requires considerable ability to interpret a wide range of contexts, possibly across many cultures, which is an extremely difficult task. As a result, broad blocking rules may result in false positives affecting many innocent phrases. The problem was named after an incident in April 1996 in which AOL's profanity filter prevented people in the English town of Scunthorpe from creating AOL accounts because the town's name consists the substring cunt. In the early 2000s, Google's opt-in safe search made the same error with local services and businesses that included the town in their names or URLs, among those mistakenly hidden from the search results. The Scunthorpe problem is challenging to completely solve due to the difficulty of creating a filter capable of understanding words in context. One solution involves creating a whitelist of known false positives. Any word appearing on the whitelist can be ignored by the filter even though it contains text that would otherwise not be allowed. Some other examples are as follows. Refused web domain names and account registrations. In April 1998, Jeff Gold attempted to register the domain name shitakemushrooms.com, but due to the substring shit, he was blocked by Internic filter prohibiting the 7 dirty words. Shiitake, also commonly spelled as shiitake, is the Japanese name for the edible fungus Lentinula edodes. In 2000, a Canadian television news story on web filtering software found that the website for the Montreal Urban Community, or as in French the Communauté Urbaine de Montréal, was entirely blocked because its domain name was its French acronym, CUM. In February 2004 in Scotland, Craig Coburn, it's spelled Cockburn but it's pronounced Coburn, was unable to use his surname with Hotmail because it contains the substring cock. Separately, he had problems with his workplace email because his job title, Software Specialist, contained the substring Cialis, an erectile dysfunction medication commonly mentioned in spam emails. Hotmail initially told him to spell his name as Coburn with a 0 instead of the letter O, but later reversed the ban. In 2010, he had a similar problem registering on the BBC website, where again, the first 4 characters of his surname caused a problem for the content filter. In February 2006, Linda Callahan was initially prevented from registering her name with Yahoo as an email address because it contained the substring Allah. Yahoo later reversed the ban. In July 2008, Herman I. Lipschitz could not register an email address containing his name with Verizon because his surname contained the substring shit, and Verizon initially rejected his request for an exception. In a subsequent statement, a Verizon spokeswoman apologized for not approving his desired email address. Blocked web searches. In the month leading up to January 1996, some web searches for Super Bowl XXX were being filtered because the Roman numeral for the game is also used to identify pornography. Gareth Rowolofs, the web designer for romaninsussex.co.uk, noted in 2004, "We found many library net stations, school networks, and internet cafes block sites with the word sex in the domain name. This was a challenge for romansinsussex.co.uk because its target audience is school children. In German, a linking letter is used to compound words to represent the genitive case of the first of 2 linked words. For example, In Geburtstag, which means day of birth, the compound is built up by connecting the phrase der Geburtstag, adding a linking S in between, in case the second word starts with X. This way of compounding long words results in the substring sex, which is said to be triggering search engine block filter lists, famously so in the word Stadsexamen. In 2008, the filter of the free wireless service of the town of Whakatane in New Zealand blocked searches involving the town's own name because the filter's phonetic analysis deemed the Whak to sound like fuck. The town name is Maori, and in the Maori language, WH is most commonly pronounced as F. The town subsequently put the town name on the filter's whitelist. In 2011, web searches in China on the name Zhang were blocked following claims on the Weibo microblogging site that former Chinese Communist Party General Secretary Jiang Zemin had died. Since the word Jiang, meaning river, is written with the same Chinese characters, searches related to rivers, including the Yangtze, produce the message according to the relevant laws, regulations, and policies. The results of the search cannot be displayed. In February 2008, web searches on Google's shopping platform were blocked for items such as glue guns, Guns N' Roses, and Burgundy wine, after Google hastily patched its search system after it displayed results for weapons and accessories that violated Google's stated policies. Blocked emails. In 2001, Yahoo Mail introduced an email filter which automatically replaced JavaScript-related strings with alternative versions to prevent the possibility of cross-site scripting in HTML email. The filter would hyphenate the terms JavaScript, JScript, VBScript, and LiveScript, and replaced eval, mocha, and expression with the similar, but not quite synonymous terms review, espresso, and statement, respectively. Assumptions were evolved in the writing of the filters. No attempts were made to limit these string replacements to script sections and attributes, or to respect word boundaries, in case this would leave some loopholes open. This resulted in such errors as meta-review in place of medieval. In February 2003, members of Parliament at the British House of Commons found that a new spam filter was blocking emails containing references to the Sexual Offences Bill, then under debate, as well as some messages relating to a Liberal Democrat consultation paper on censorship. It also blocked emails sent in Welsh because it did not recognize the language. In October 2004, it was reported that the Horniman Museum in London was failing to receive some of its email because filters mistakenly treated its name as a version of the words horny man. Blocked for words with multiple meanings. In October 2004, emails advertising the pantomime Dick Whittington sent to schools in the UK were blocked by school computers because of the use of the name Dick. In May 2006, a man in Manchester in the UK found that emails he wrote to his local council to complain about a planning application had been blocked as they contained the word erection when referring to a structure. Blocked emails and web searches relating to The Beaver, a magazine based in Winnipeg, caused the publisher to change its name to Canada's History in 2010 after 89 years of publication. Publisher Deborah Morrison commented, "Back in 1920, The Beaver was a perfectly appropriate name, and while its other meaning, vulva, is nothing new, its ambiguity began to pose a whole new challenge with the advance of the internet. The name became an impediment to our growth." In June 2010, Twitter blocked a user from Luxembourg 29 minutes after he opened his account and posted his first tweet. The tweet read, "Finally, a pair of great tits, as in the bird Paris Major, has moved into my birdhouse." Despite including the Latin name to point out that the tweet was about birds, any attempts to unblock the account were in vain. In 2011, a counselor in Dudley found an email flagged for profanity by his council security software after mentioning the black country dish faggots, a type of meatball, but also a pejorative term for gay men. Residents of Penistone in South Yorkshire have had emails blocked because the town's name includes the substring penis. Residents of Clitheroe, Lancashire, England, have been repeatedly inconvenienced because their town's name includes the substring that one. Resumes containing references for graduating with Latin honors such as cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. I also magna cum real loud. Have been blocked by spam filters because of inclusion of the word cum, which is Latin for with, but is sometimes used as slang. A Reddit moderator alleged in March 2025 that the platform's automatic moderation system has been flagging posts that mention the name Luigi. The moderator, who noted it flagging a post about the video game Luigi's Mansion 3, believed it to be part of Reddit's auto-mod feature for forums with few active human moderators, and the software regarded Luigi as being among words which could, but don't necessarily, indicate violating content, and reference to Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. In June 2008, the news site One News Now, run by the anti-LGBT lobby group American Family Association, filtered an Associated Press article on sprinter Tyson Gay, replacing instances of gay with homosexual, thus rendering his name as Tyson Homosexual. This same function had previously changed the name of basketball player Rudy Gay to Rudy Homosexual. Similarly, in 2015, on the 70th anniversary of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, the Observer Chronicle referred to the Enola Gay as the Enola Homosexual. The Enola Homosexual dropped a massive load on Hiroshima. The word or string ass may be replaced by butt, resulting in kulbuttic for classic, buttingment for assignment, and buttonate for assassinate. Saying something was a kulbuttic mistake is used online to humorously point out instances of the Scunthorpe problem happening. In 2008, Microsoft confirmed that its policy to prevent the use of words relating to sexual orientation had meant that Richard Gaywood's name was deemed offensive and could not be used in his gamer tag or the real name field of his bio. In 2010, Microsoft banned an Xbox Live player named Josh Moore for stating he lived in Fort Gay, West Virginia, mistakenly deeming his profile offensive. Although he tried to clarify the situation, Xbox initially upheld the decision and warned of a possible permanent ban. The suspension lasted several days, causing him to miss a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Search and Destroy tournament. It took an appeal from Mayor David Thompson and media coverage for the issue to finally be corrected. In 2011, the release of Pokemon Black and White introduced Kofa Grigus, which could not be traded online to other players without a nickname because its species name contained the substring fag. The system has since been updated to allow players to trade it without nicknames. The same problem occurred with Nosepass, Probopass, and Frostlass due to their inclusion of the substring ass. In January 2014, files used in the online game League of Legends were reportedly blocked by some UK ISP filters due to the names Varus Expiration Timer .lua obj and Zareth Mage Chains Extended .lua obj, which contained the substring sex. This was later corrected. In 2013, file transfers named for the Swedish city of Falun caused web connection outages in Deaccurate, a firm based in China, Diakrit resolved the issue by renaming the files. Frederick Bergman of Diakrit believes that the file names triggered the Great Firewall's censors used to block discussions of Phelan Gorig. Gong? A banned religious movement founded in China. That says gong. In November 2013, Facebook temporarily blocked British users for using the word faggot in reference to a traditional dish of the same name. In May 2018, the website of the grocery store Publix would not allow a cake to be ordered containing the Latin phrase summa cum laude. The customer attempted to rectify the problem by including special instructions, but still ended up with a cake reading summa laude. In May 2020, despite extensive media scrutiny, some hashtags directly referring to British political advisor Dominic Cummings were unable to trend on Twitter because the substring cum triggered the anti-porn filter. In October 2020, a paleontology conference virtual meeting platform blocked various words including bone, pubic, and stream. In January 2021, Facebook apologized for muting and banning users after it had erroneously flagged the Devon landmark Plymouth Hoe as misogynistic. In April 2021, the official Facebook page for the French commune of Bitch was taken down in response. Commune officials created a new page referencing instead the postal code Marie 57230. Facebook later apologized and restored the original page as a precaution. The officials of Rohrbach Le Bitch renamed their Facebook page Ville de Rohrbach. In March 2025, the United States Department of Defense erroneously removed the references to the Enola Gay aircraft because it had the substring gay as part of the purge of diversity, equity, and inclusion content, ordered by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The YouTube algorithm is going to love this one. This was the Scunthorpe problem, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something.